Can we talk about the ghostwriting?
All right, we can go there.
Okay. So I've seen in other interviews or live streams you've done that you mentioned that Joe always had a ghostwriter. Did you ever write for Joe?
Yeah, yeah. For those that don't know, after I broke up with Joe, I attempted to open Underboss Records. Again, another chapter in my life. Your boy stay in the yard. When I say I stay in the yard, that means I'm always into something. I'm always trying to create. That's the type of person I am. I'm always active. When I say we in the yard, I don't mean we're in the yard in prison. No, I mean that we're active. We're about something. We're motivated. And I stay in the yard. So yeah, there was a time, what was it, 08, 09? I attempted to open Underboss Records, and your boy started rapping. So if y'all want to hear Charlie Rock rap, I did a tribute to Pun. I did a couple of diss songs to Joe when I was getting at him, you know what I mean? Y'all could go on my YouTube page under playlist, and it says Charlie Rock LD songs or Underboss Records, or Google Charlie Rock. If you Google Charlie Rock LD, everything is gonna pop up. You know what I mean? So in case your ass been living under a rock and you don't know who the OGC Rock LD be, Google the kid.
And so this is something that a lot of people debate about, right? You've been on record and you said that Armageddon used to write so much of Fat Joe's stuff, and Pun helped write the Don Cartagena album.
That's not a secret. I'm not saying nothing that nobody knows. I mean, the whole world knows that when Pun stepped on the scene, Joe's skills went from 3 to 15. You could tell the flow from his album, which was Joe, Jealous One's Envy, to Don Cartagena when Pun stepped on the scene. His flow was crazy. And like I said, it's not a secret. It's not a secret society type thing. Pun was writing for Joe.
Yeah, and so I interviewed Cuban Link, and shout out to him for helping us link up. But he said that he would write for Joe sometime too, but he really didn't like it because he got the vibe that Joe didn't really like him. From the way that he described it, he said that it was like a group effort, like him and Pun, and I think Armageddon too. They would like help him with lines, and he would pick whatever he wanted. Do you remember like any instances of like Joe accepting like bars from other people or songs?
I mean, as far as Link, salute to Link. As far as Link and Pun and them, you got to remember, I was locked up. When I came home in 02, Pun passed in 2000. So as far as the Terror Squad era with Link and Pun and them, but I've heard the stories. Now, when I came home, Armageddon was still down with Joe. And I could say there was instances where I'll be in Joe's house and Getty, or in the studio, and Getty will be zoning out and writing the songs. I even blessed him with a couple of songs. Like, that was the type of vibe. So I don't think Link is lying when he said that they would vibe together and, and they were all right and shit and all that and everything. Because I was locked up when they was there. But when I came home, that was the same vibe. It'll be Armageddon, Joe, Cool and Dre. Cool and Dre will help Joe write a lot, and it is what it is. And not to knock them for it, but a lot of rappers use ghostwriters. Joe's not the only one. Mad people use ghostwriters. I don't know why he would feel ashamed or want to hide the fact that, my man, you had ghostwriters. What the fuck?
And so people will say, like, you didn't start rapping until much later on, but you were just a writer then? Like, you were good at writing? Like, what songs did you help write for him?
The Gangster one. The Gangster. My daddy was a gangster. That one. I wrote 2 verses, and Getty and him wrote the other one. Which other ones I want? It was about 2 or 3. I'm not saying I wrote an album, but I was good for at least 2, 3 tracks that I gave him. Now, what happened was that I was writing even before I came home. So I already was, I thought I was nice like everybody else. When you're writing, you think you're nice. You know what I mean? So it was what it was. So I was already writing when I came home. But it wasn't until I had to fall out with Joe that I took it serious, that I actually stepped into the booth and started recording songs,
And so
So
you were writing more like poetry at the time?
no, my nigga, tracks. Y'all gotta listen to the Charlie Rock LD tracks, man. Again, go to my YouTube page, go to my playlist, and see the Charlie Rock LD songs. I also have a playlist of Underboss, of Prison Mentality. I also have a playlist of the podcast, Repping the Real. I got a lot of great stuff on my YouTube page, man. I invite you guys to go over to my YouTube page, subscribe, smash the like button. And you know, I got a lot of interesting stuff over there, man. Peep it. I even got all the interviews I did. I have a playlist on Big Pun and all the interviews he was on. His wife Liza, salute to Liza. His son Chris Rivers. Like, you know, I got all types of great videos on my YouTube page. Peep them.